Well, everyone, I have a bone to pick with the NFL. I really do. Today, we, of course, are going to be reacting to the divisional playoffs. I have a bone to pick with the NFL, and we are going to talk about that in this video. Of course, we are going to look at the stats of each game. We're going to break those down, but afterwards, that is where I'm going to be going on my rant. I'm not going to save any of that during the divisional reactions portion. I'm going to go on my rant after I get all of that through because these two teams obviously have made it to the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about that, break down the games that happened this weekend. But first, if you guys are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. Again, sorry for not posting last week. We were snowed in with snow, obviously, and of course, we just couldn't get a lot done just because we were all kind of coked up together, if you know what I'm saying. With that being said, we are back with videos. And Auburn, of course, is the #1 team in the nation for the third week in a row, beating Tennessee. It was a phenomenal win on Saturday night. Of course, we will talk about college basketball throughout the portion of the week. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the Senior Bowl. Wednesday, we'll break down the national championship game since we didn't get a chance to do that. Thursday, we'll play a little bit of ULM Road to Glory, which, by the way, South Alabama basketball is taking on the ULM Warhawks tonight. And Louisiana game got pushed back due to snow over there as well. And Friday, I'm not sure what we are going to do, but we will, of course, get a video out for you guys there. So, if you are into sports content, all of that good stuff, hit that sub button, leave a comment down below, and let's go ahead and have this bone to pick, and let's pick this bone with the NFL. All right, we're going to start off with the 2 o'clock game in the division, or in the conference championship round, excuse me. You got the Eagles hosting the Commanders in the conference championship game. One thing I will say is that Washington, you have found your quarterback. That is one of the major points here that I want to take away from this weekend is that Washington has found their guy. Jayden Daniels is their guy. That is one of the things that you need in the National Football League if you want to compete for Super Bowls, championships, division championships, anything. You have to have your quarterback. They got their guy in Jayden Daniels. Eagles, on the other hand, they were just far out the better team. Let's go ahead and talk about this box score, though. Jayden Daniels, 29 of 48, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 255 on the ground, yards passing, excuse me. He also had 50 yards on the ground and rushing for a touchdown as well. Terry McLaurin caught a touchdown, but it was Zach Ertz that led the team in receiving yardage as well on receiving. Luke McCaffrey didn't do much, obviously. And, of course, the kicker, Zane Gonzalez, did kick 9 of those points for the Commanders. Commanders, you shot yourselves in the foot. I want to emphasize that right now. That for Commanders fans out there, they probably already know this, but the turnovers is what got them there. You knew going into this game that you had to play clean football the entire game. Jayden Daniels, obviously, on the first drive of the game, 18-play drive, they eat up most of the clock, and they get 3 points out of it. Well, that's kind of a clean drive for the most part right there. But after basically about the first quarter or so, that's kind of where things started to fall off the rails for the Washington Commanders. Let us go ahead and talk about the Philadelphia Eagles side of things. Jalen Hurts, 20 of 28, 246, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, 118 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Will Shipley had a rushing touchdown. Jalen Hurts also had 3 rushing touchdowns as well, as long as a passing touchdown, excuse me. A.J. Brown had 1 touchdown reception and 96 yards as well, with Jake Elliott having 7 of those points. Again, the Eagles, they were just overall the better team. Saquon Barkley is that guy for the most part. For about a month now or so, I would say that Saquon's doing most of the heavy work for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Super Bowl color theory is still alive as the Philadelphia Eagles do defeat the Washington Commanders. All right, here we are, the game where everyone has a bone to pick with the NFL. I will do that after I react to the stats and stuff like that after we break down this game. Josh Allen, 23 of 34, 237, 2 touchdowns, passing-wise, 0 interceptions. Keep that in mind. He played a pretty damn good game for a quarterback in the playoffs. James Cook did have 2 rushing touchdowns of 85 yards. Josh Allen had 40 yards rushing as well. Hollins, caught 1 touchdown. James Cook led the team in receiving with 49 yards. Matt Collins, 73 yards, led the team in receiving. And Curtis Samuel also catching a touchdown as well, with Tyler Bass kicking 5 of those points. Chiefs, they played a really solid game, and I really think that against any other team, which we'll talk about here in a second, they would have beaten this team against any other team, if you will. Now, with that said, Patrick Mahomes, 245, 1 touchdown, 18 for 26. Kareem Hunt, 1 rushing touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 2 rushing touchdowns. Xavier Worthy, 1 reception, which I have a bone to pick with Xavier Worthy. We'll talk about in a second. And, of course, Harrison Butker kicking 6 of those points as the Chiefs move on to defeat the Buffalo Bills, and they are going to the Super Bowl. All right, my, I guess, sort of complaint with the NFL portion of this video. There are a lot of missed calls in this game. There was one play, I think Dove Clement, you guys go follow him, go look it up, where he pointed out that there were multiple blocks in the back, multiple holding calls, and they did not call a single call against the Chiefs, like at all, on the one of the Patrick Mahomes rushing plays. Now, with that being said, you can go back to the start of the game and look for clues. Just one, that Xavier Worthy drop, which I will put a picture up on the screen right here just to prove it, that was not a catch. They ruled it a catch for whatever reason. Against any team, that would have been a drop. Against the Panthers, that would have been a drop. Against even the Eagles, that would have been a drop. But the Chiefs, against the Chiefs, when you're playing the Chiefs, you are going to get every single call against you. Now, with that being said, the refs did have a couple of controversial calls against the Bills side of things as well, but the Kansas City Chiefs, for the most part, they got all of the calls. You can't tell me that that wasn't a catch. You can't tell me that when Travis Kelce literally taunted the Bills and one of the Bills players came up to Travis Kelce to get him to stop, the Bills got flagged for that. You cannot tell me that that is not a taunting penalty against the Chiefs and against Travis Kelce after he scored that touchdown. There are also more multiple missed calls. There was a play where the Chiefs were lined up in the neutral zone and they did not call that as well. You could clearly see it. I think nothing exists against penalties if you are the Chiefs. The NFL is obviously trying to get the most money out of the Chiefs as they possibly can with their three-peat right now. Obviously, you can have a lot of merch when it comes to this sort of stuff. You can obviously say that the first team ever in football history to three-peat. Something needs to be investigated because these refs were absolutely horrible on Sunday night. This game was fixed. There is no question about it that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, you knew going into the playoffs, we're going to make the Super Bowl. Like, that was not a question. I even said it in my prediction videos. I was like, if this happens, then the internet is going to go nuts. The internet right now is all coming together, and we are all trying to put a stop to the Chiefs and the NFL being a fixed league. And I think, again, like I said earlier, against any other team, that would have been the game where, or that team, if they played like they did against any other team, they would have won that game. But since it's against the Chiefs, since it's against Patrick Mahomes, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, the refs, they did not win. I believe with my whole heart that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs did not deserve to win that game. I think Josh Allen deserved to win that game a shit ton more than, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think the NFL is fixed. It is going down south right now. Hopefully, next year, if the color theory actually does come true, there will be 2 completely different teams in the Super Bowl. But as of right now, the color theory for the Super Bowl tells us everything that we need to know about the NFL playoffs. You can look back from the Bengals-Rams. You can look to the Chiefs-49ers, of course. You can look to this year's Super Bowl with the green logo and the red. You can look to a couple years ago when the Chiefs played the Eagles 2 freaking years ago in the Super Bowl. It was red and it was green. What is it this year? It is red and it is green. So with that being said, the Chiefs, the NFL, all of this shit is fixed for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Fuck the Chiefs, fuck the NFL, and fuck Patrick Mahomes. I genuinely may not watch this Super Bowl. That is how bad that the NFL has come to. And I don't know what I'm going to do this next weekend, but I probably will not be watching this Super Bowl as the NFL is just going to give this to Mahomes. We already know what is happening. Fuck Patrick Mahomes. Fuck the NFL. I'll see you in the next video.